Alright, I wanted to do a spotlight on this fig variety here because it's a relatively rare cultivar, and though I haven't had it very long, I was just doing research, figure out what are the characteristics of this, and it seems pretty interesting. Kind of, you might say conflicting info, or maybe just really not complete enough trialing to get a sort of definitive answer on some of these questions. But to dispense with the mystery, this is Cos. I assume that's either like a Catalan word or some sort of Spanish phrase. But it's from the collection of, if you ever see in varieties MP at the end of a variety, Montserrat Pons, Spanish researcher and collector, probably is one, I would imagine, one of the biggest collections in the world on the island of Mallorca. And I believe that's where this was found, outside of a town called Sinu. But I have the description from the nursery that I purchased this from. It says, Descos is an exceptionally rare fig variety originating from the collection of Spanish researcher Pons. It features striking, multicolored skin and exceptionally sweet fruit. The fruit is usually two-toned with purple and green skin colors. The pulp is very deep red. They go on to say that they ripened one last year and it was memorable. Strong, syrupy berry with cherry notes. And anticipated ripening time of the fruit should be early to late September, depending on if it's grown in a pot versus in ground. I obviously have it in a pot here, a 3-gallon pot. But this was taken from an air layer of I would assume another air layer or just a cutting from the mother tree. So I'm excited to see what this does, see how it fares. I'm in zone 7B. It's kind of an interesting experiment just to see what happens with a variety that's not very widespread or well known or well researched. So you can see the shape of the leaves here. Fairly defined lobes. Not quite 5-lobed yet, but perhaps with maturity we will get to that. But growth at 1, 2, 3, 4. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes. There's sort of like this dual apical bud here. This one looks ready to split. And so I'm going to give this the rest of the growing season, and I will get a sense of the vigor of this variety, how fast it grows. But since it's a recent acquisition, you can tell some of the leaves from shipping are sort of drooped. But hopefully it'll pick up. And maybe in a season or two, we'll get some fruit to see if it really is syrupy berry with cherry notes. And I don't know if this is true or if this is outdated information, but if you Google this variety, you can find a Spanish Wikipedia article about it. And it doesn't seem so flattering, the description of it. Bland flavors suitable for feeding pigs and sheep is, I believe, what it said. So again, what I mentioned earlier was conflicting information, but I mean, that's what we do this for, is to get a sense of varieties and the differences in them, and how they grow and what they produce. So again, this is Cos. I purchased this from Off the Beaten Path. It's in a 3-gallon container now. And I'm sure I'll have an update video closer to the end of the growing season showing how this did. Hopefully it does well.